Hello and welcome to episode 48. My name is Julie from salessewunique and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. I am most active on Instagram, I have a website and have an Etsy shop. Well, today is Tuesday the 7th of June 2022 and it's actually the evening before I'm starting to film. Things have happened today and it's been a bit of a funny day. Firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who left me and the family well wishes. Seems we'd all been bad with the cold, and I'm sort of feeling better now. I think yesterday was the first day I'd actually felt better and not had any more symptoms of a cold. Because last Wednesday I started to feel better and I thought, oh, that's it, it's gone, thank goodness. Thursday I went to work as normal and I was dog sitting on my own Thursday afternoon and part of the evening, and I got home, got the washing in, watered the garden, went inside, made a drink, sat down, and within about half an hour all the cold symptoms come back on again and I was back to square one again, so I didn't feel very well. Kevin is still full of cold. He's not poorly, but he's still got the cold. He's still coughing and he sounds a little bit, he's not chesty, but he just sounds a little bit chesty. So his is lasting a lot longer than the rest of us. But Jake and Adele seem to have finished with the cold and they seem to be okay now. So it's been a right cold. And then today, I haven't been feeling well again today. I went down to the shop to pack some orders and go to the post office. So I thought I'll go and get a sandwich for my lunch, take it home, which I did do. And I was stood in Stanifus. I've just paid, waiting for everything to go through. And all of a sudden, I felt off it and I couldn't see properly out of my left eye. It was like disturbance of vision. And when you don't know what's happening, you can feel the panic rising in your body. I mean, nobody else knew how I felt or what was happening. And it was weird. And I just had this wave come over me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what's this? So I closed my eye. And I sort of, it settled down then. So I hurried out of the shop, across the square to my shop, with only one eye open. And by the time I'd got over there, whatever it was had gone off. And I was left with a sort of a headache just across here, just a mild one, nothing too bad. So I just sat down, sort of, I'll just have 10 minutes in the shop, make sure it doesn't come back on again. And it didn't, so off I came home. But I felt a bit tired and I thought, well, this is unusual, I wonder what it could be. Now, I haven't gone to the doctors because trying to get in at our doctors is like 2 to 3 weeks waiting. But I did say to Adele about it and I did say to Kevin about it, and Adele thought migraine and I had thought migraine as well, but I'm not quite sure. But Kevin did say he's had a look online and he says it sounds like optical migraine, where you get it in one eye and you can get several different symptoms, and there are 1 or 2 reasons that cause it. You could have bent down, it could be high blood pressure, it could be stress, the usual things. So like I said, it's gone off now, the tiredness is gone off and I feel fine, my eye's fine. So I suppose I am going to have to go and see the doctor or see the nurse, I think, really. And I have got I need to make an appointment because I think sort of each year you have to have a sort of check up with a nurse, get your blood pressure and everything checked. So I think I probably need to go and have that done in case it is my blood pressure. So I haven't really done much today. I haven't really done much all week. So what we're going to get in this vlog or how much we're going to get, I really do not know because it's been a very strange week altogether. Oh dear, I don't know. So yeah, Thursday afternoon, evening, I was puppy sitting. I took him out for a nice walk and he played in the garden really. We got the ball and we played, so, and we sat down and it was nice weather and he went to sleep. It was like my little shadow. It was lovely. And I will put a couple of pictures in, probably here. What do you think to his bandana? I made him a Jubilee bandana and he looks so smart in it, and he's still wearing it now. Oh dear. So yes, that was a little quick one. That's all I did. I did that on the Wednesday when I was feeling okay. No, on the Thursday. On the Thursday when I was feeling okay before I went to pick him up. So yes. Did everybody have a nice Jubilee bank holiday? It was really strange having a bank holiday on Thursday, Friday. I didn't know what day I was on. I kept waking up in the morning thinking, well, what day are we on? Have I got to go to work today? So no, it was quite strange really. Adele and Kevin was out on the Thursday. Adele had got a fair, which she did quite well. She went to Swinton Lock and she had a nice day there. Friday, she hadn't got anything on. I think she slept. She had a bit of a sleeping on Friday. Yeah, Saturday we had the stall down outside our shop for the Jubilee. We'd got some Morris dancers there. There were some children from the dance schools that were performing. There were some singers there. I was in and out. I didn't stop outside all day. Adele was outside. Kevin was there. The grandchildren came down to help set up and help out during the day. And all they wanted was their lunch. They're cheeky pet. They're cheeky threesome, I tell you. But yeah, Adele gave them some bits and bobs that she'd got left over. Then the parents came down and we cleared up, and it wasn't too bad a day. The only problem that we had is outside our shop, it's private land to the shop, so they're not meant to put stores and things on outside the building because it blocks all the building off. And of course the council were organising this, and they parked a coffee van in front of the tree not far from where we are, which it didn't matter that being there. It's just I had a generator and that was facing us, so the sound from that generator was horrendous. And then yeah, that was terrible. So obviously the ladies who had got another store on the other side of the building, they were complaining. I mean, we didn't say anything, but Adele wasn't happy. She ended up having to go inside because she couldn't deal with the noise because it's that loud. So like I said, because I still wasn't feeling quite right, I was just in and out all day, keeping the kids happy and serving customers. But on the whole, it was a good Saturday, and we all came home really, really tired. Kevin fell asleep on the settee. Adele went to sleep, and I don't think we saw her until late on in the evening, actually. Probably not long before we were going to bed, because we went to bed a bit earlier than normal because we were tired. And then Adele and Kevin were off out again on the Sunday to another fair not far from us at Elsica. So she had a good day there, but it did rain. And she'd got my gazebo, and of course it's not totally waterproof, is it? I think it let a bit of the rain in. So that's been drying out on our washing line for the last 2 days. So yes, it's been eventful. Yesterday, I didn't really do a great deal yesterday. I did some cooking, that's what I did yesterday. So that took up part of my day, which I will share that with you a little bit later on in the podcast. Well, I had a nice little surprise it was on Saturday actually. The grandchildren had made me a cheesecake, and I will put up a picture in here of it. And I have to tell you, it was very, very nice, very tasty. And yeah, they've done a really good job. Last weekend, I think what did they do last weekend? Oh, they were going to make me a cake last weekend, yeah, but we didn't get it, did I? But it seems to be every weekend at the minute they make a cake or something, which is really nice. I don't know. So I'm not sure what I'm going to get this weekend, but I think they like to do the baking, which is nice. Well, the next video clips that I'm going to put in is some cooking that I've done. It's some pressure canning that I've done. I'm going to make beef stew. So I should get at least 7 jars, and if there's any left over, then I'll have to can it again, because my can is only a small one, so it only takes about 7-pint jars. So we'll have to see how much I get. Well, that's been a fun afternoon and evening, because yes, I did get 7 jars, and I'd got enough left over for 2 bigger jars that are not quite full of meat and vegetables. They've got more of the vegetable stock in there, which is good, because I think a pint jar, which is 500 ml, I think for us, it is like a portion size, I think. Oh, you have to excuse me a minute, I've got an itchy nose. That's better. I think I've got a bit of fluff stuck on my nose. Yes, and this is the first time I've sort of canned meat and vegetables together, and it's a bit scary, because I think, well, is this going to work or not? But I've got the knack of the pressure canner, and every jar sealed. It all looks really nice sat in the jars, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to using it, but I don't want to use it just yet. I want to keep it for a while, have it on the pantry shelf type of thing. So that is that's what I've been doing. That took the best part of Monday afternoon and Monday evening. It takes quite a bit of time chopping all the vegetables up, and of course I was peeling potatoes, and the pain down my thumb, it was like a burning pain. It was terrible. So it's a good job. Well, probably a couple of weeks ago, I'd bought myself a mandolin for chopping and slicing vegetables, and I used that, and I sliced the potatoes so they were nice and thin. And did I use that? No, I didn't. No, they were. I've got the wrong dish there. For the beef stew, I had to chop all the vegetables up. That was it, by hand. But I did buy myself a mandolin, and I was cooking at the same time for tea, and I made a vegetable shepherd's pie. So I used the mandolin to slice all the potatoes up, so I could cook them and mash them. And with them being thin sliced, it took a matter of minutes really to do. So it was a good buy for me to buy that. And you can cook julienne vegetables and things like that. So I'm looking forward to trying that out, and it'll hopefully save my thumb from hurting. Anyhow, back to the canning. So yes, everything cooked up. I had to do two lots of canning, so I did the 7-pint jars, and then I did 2 of the bigger jars, and they've all turned out fine. Everything worked. All the lids have been sucked down. So really all I need to do now is just clean all the jars off with I don't know, give them a wash and make sure there's no sticky residue or anything like that, and then label them up and pop them in the in the pantry, on the shelf. So there are a few other things I want to do. I'd like to do some potatoes and some chicken. I want to do chicken because there's only really me that eats chicken and Jake. Jake likes to have like pasta and chicken, and I like salad and chicken. So I thought I would do that, so it's just something you can just pick off the shelf. And also I've decided to do up a few jars for the cats. It's really just to keep things out of the freezer a little bit. That's why I'm doing it. Because I'm finding my freezers are full. And the trouble is I've got 2 drawers in the freezer that are full of vegetables. So I need to start using things up. So this is why I've decided this month I'm going to sort of set myself a little challenge, like a pantry challenge, to use up what I've got in the cupboards, in the fridge, in the freezer, so I can make a little bit of space. I have been watching some YouTube channels. I know a lot of them are American ladies that have these massive pantries and store units. That's why they do a lot of canning. But there are quite a few UK ladies and families that do this as well. So I decided that that's what I'm going to do for the rest of this month. Is I'm only going to shop when I need to shop for essentials like milk and salads and things like that, and just use up what I've got, because I've got lots of things in the cupboard that have been sat there far too long that need using up. So that's my plan. So I might share with you what I actually make this month, just to use things up. It might sort of motivate me to keep it going. So that's what I'm going to be up to. And the next sort of video clips and pictures that you're going to see is of the garden. So a few things have happened since I shared with you last week. We've had quite a bit of rain over this week, and things have grown. And of course, with us all being poorly, we've only gone outside to do a bit of watering on the days that haven't been raining, with the plants that are obviously a bit dry, and to water the tomatoes in the greenhouse and the other little greenhouse. But everything is coming on really well. And I was very surprised to see this morning when I went into the garden that I'd got 1 red strawberry. So I had to have that. So I've eaten that. So if I remember and I can find this bit of clip, I will put the picture of my first strawberry. But this afternoon I did get out into the garden. I managed to do a bit of weeding, because obviously with all the rain we've got a few weeds popping up. And I've put in a few of the bean plants that I've got, because they're all starting to flower now, so they really need to go in the garden properly, but it's just finding space to do it. And because I was feeling a bit tired, I just sort of thought, oh, hurry up and just get 3, and I think I've got 4 in, and I can do the rest another day, because I've got herbs sat out here which I need to pot on. I've got 3 courgettes that I need to put somewhere, which I don't think I've got any space in the beds to put courgettes. So I'm hoping I've got a big enough pot or a bag that I can actually pop them in. So that might be a job for the weekend. And I think the lettuce and the carrots that are on my windowsill that my granddaughter and myself set off as seeds, they're coming on lovely now. So I could do with getting a pot or something outside to transfer them into, and maybe making like a mini cloche until they get a bit bigger. So I'm sure she'll be around at the weekend wanting to do her, so I need to get prepared for that. So that'll be fun. I think she's enjoying doing that. So yeah, so it's nice to be back out in the garden again. And unfortunately, when it rains and you're not well and you can't get out, yes, you end up with a lot of weeds. But everything's coming on. The tomato plants are doing well. The tomato plants in the greenhouse, as you will see in the video, are coming on really well. And I've actually got quite a few strawberries on the plants, which I'm amazed at. And they all look healthy. So I'm hoping they stay that way. And I've got a few runners, so I've had to rearrange the plants where they're stood in the garden so I can actually get some plant pots and pot on the runners so I can get some more strawberry plants for next year. Well, I've got myself another new toy for the kitchen. I mean, all these things that I've got new in the kitchen, I did plan on buying them, and I've just used my birthday money and Christmas money because I'd saved it up because I knew I wanted to get into the preserving. Yeah, so that's what I've been sort of buying. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do is the next clips are of the dehydrator. Now, I've had this for a few weeks. I just haven't had a chance to set it up, and obviously when I was being poorly last week, I didn't have time to use it. So it sat in the kitchen, and what I decided to do yesterday was just to see sort of what I could put in, what I'd got. So I put some apple in, some banana in, and some strawberries in. And yeah, I set it going for the time it said in the book. And of course, after the time, they still needed to go back in, didn't they? So they had 10 hours in to start with. Then I put them on for another 4. You can't actually go by what a book tells you with these. It is trial and error. And of course, strawberries and apples are different to bananas. Bananas take a long time. So I've had to have the bananas going again today. The machine's gone off now and I'm not putting them back on again. That'll be it. If they're not done, we can still just eat them. We just can't keep them in a jar or anything because if there's moisture in there, they will go mouldy. But when you do them, they're meant to be like flexible so you can bend them, and if they're very, very thin, they are crispy. So the strawberries turned out really nice, and I absolutely love dry strawberries. I don't like them when you get them in cereal because they're different, but when you do it yourself, they taste really, really nice. So I'll be definitely doing more of them. And they taste it, when you've dehydrated, they taste sweeter, which I was surprised at, but they were lovely. They won't last long, I'll tell you that much. The apple, some were crispy because it's hard to cut the slices all the same thickness. That's what I struggled with. But they did taste nice, and you can rehydrate them to put in foods if you want to, or if you get them really, really dry and sort of crispy, you can make them into a powder. So like if you dehydrated tomatoes and powdered them, you can put them into foods, into soups. You can even put a couple of tablespoons in a bread dough mix to have tomato bread, because they are like concentrated when you do that. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I don't know when. That could be a bit down the line because tomatoes take quite a while to actually dehydrate. But a dehydrator is cheap to run on the electricity. It's about 3p an hour, so that's not too bad. But I think the next time I use my dehydrator, I was saying to Kevin earlier on, I'm going to maybe put, because you get 6 trays in it, and I might fill it with like kale, because you can do kale crisps. Now, we like kale crisps. All you need to do is sort of take it off the stalks, break it up a bit and spray it with some oil and put some salt on, mix it round and then put it on the tray, and it will shrink down and it'll be crispy. And I think that only takes 2 hours to do. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I will definitely be doing more strawberries and I'll be definitely doing more apples. And what I really want to do is the teas, the mint and some herbs and things like that. That is sort of my main thing that I want to do. So as and when I do that, I will share with you and share what the process is like and tell you what I think about it. So I'm hoping everything turns out okay. But yeah, this one is a bit of a learning curve and it is trial and error really, but I am enjoying what I'm doing. I'm on to the cross stitch now. As you know, I've been doing my Union Jack cross stitch, but as I wasn't very well last week, I didn't do any at all, so it is still sat there. But I must admit I was getting a little bit bored with it because it's just the same thing, and it's like, oh, I'm getting a bit fed up. But I will finish it. I'm just going to have a little break from it, and then I will get back to it. But I was what was I watching? I was watching Davina from off Little Rotherham Crafts off Instagram, and she said she was joining a stitch along that Laurie Holt's running, and it's a granny square along, so you can do sewing, crochet or cross stitch. So I thought, oh, cross stitch granny squares, that sounds really nice. And she's got a free pattern, which is 2 sheets, and you can download it off the Fat Quarter Shop. But if you're interested, just look for Laurie Holt on YouTube, and there's all the links on there to it. So I've downloaded this, so I'm going to have a go at this over this week and see what I can make. I think you've got 2 sizes. Yeah, under 2 inch and under 4 inch. So I thought I might do, I don't know what size I'm going to do, but I'm going to look forward to doing that because I can use what fabric I've got and I can use what colours I've got. And also she's got the crochet granny square, so I thought I might, that will motivate me to actually do my granny squares. I haven't brought my granny squares out here. I've actually done a few granny squares this week. Excuse me. But what I might do is, if I remember, I'll put a picture in around here somewhere, or it'll be at the end of the podcast. So yeah, I think I might have done about 4, and all mine are just one colour, which, yeah, I think they're gonna have to stay one colour. But you know, I just thought it might motivate me to actually do more each week, so that's what I'm hoping for. So that's like I say, all I've done really for the crochet and for the cross stitch. Well, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but hopefully it'll be long enough. It's just unfortunate that we've not been well, so I've not really been doing a great deal. But I'd just like to say thank you for joining me this week, and thank you for taking time out of your day to join me. So yes, I will see you all again next week, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more crafting to share with you next week. So have a good week, everybody. Happy crafting, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.